A big, massive, lovely welcome to everybody that has decided to take their precious time and join us here at the Philosophy Culture. I'm here with my big bro, best friend, Costin.
And I'm here with my big bro best friend, Emils. What's up, man?
What's up, dude? And this is the second part of Changing World Order. And some topics we're going to discuss is
Centralized digital currency and 6 ways of how a country can impose its control on other countries, according to ChatGPT.
so that's going to be fun.
Yeah, so stay tuned and check it out.
For sure.
Okay, so the second episode of the New World Order, right?
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Yes, sir.
So how should we start this episode then? Shall we just continue on the same topic as we did last? Or should we start with a completely new sort of subtopic?
I think we can continue if you know where we left off.
No. I don't recall.
Well, then I think we can maybe just stick to what we talked about prior. We pressed to record.
Yeah,
We
sure.
just talk about centralized digital currencies.
Mm.
Then we can move on to,
Yeah, the other
the other stuff.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so our usual question, why is it so important to discuss this centralized digital currency, or why do we even mention it?
I think it's important to know about it because it's another potential danger in a way. If we stay ignorant towards that topic,
Yeah.
because it can. Thank you.
No worries.
Yeah, it can cause many problems because if the digital currency is centralized, then the banks can have even possibly more control over just the everyday lives of people. So that's kind of where my thoughts go at the moment. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, my thoughts with the whole thing is that you don't really know the truth about it, sort of like why they implement it and so on, because they simply say that it will be easier to track your carbon footprint, and you will be able to see it, and blah 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 blah. But I think there are so many questions like why I don't know. It obviously becomes easier to track what you buy, what services you use, and yeah, etc. Like what you spend your money on.
Sure.
But it's just it's such a obvious uh, control tool in my
Yeah,
opinion.
for sure, and that is exactly what I meant with potential dangers.
Mm.
Because
Mm.
damn, I think for me, freedom is one of my core values, and
Mm.
damn, bro, shit, that would be a nightmare. So I think it's really important that we bring these topics up and discuss them and make other people aware of just those kind of things too.
Yeah.
So
And I think in the previous episode we discussed very briefly about that it may occur like a sort of redefinition of what democracy actually is in today's world. And it was so funny because there was some, I might be mistaken now, but I think Andrew Tate said that the fall of Rome, like some factors that occurred to that led to the fall of Rome, was due to there were some Shit, I don't remember exactly who said it. But he kind of compared it to today's Western world, you know? Everything was so sloppy and so like unserious, and you know, like in the Western countries we are fighting for LGBTQ rights and stuff like that, you know, feministic there are
BS.
feministic movements and so on, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah.
While in the sort of eastern part of the world they are more sort of serious and structured about what they are actually like thinking about and what they are like, I don't know, I would say
For sure.
just their like, yeah, what they emphasize, what they
Yeah,
prioritize, basically.
for sure. Yeah.
Uh, and he kind of compared it to like he also taught or something similar, or like he said that it may happen like since the fall of Rome happened that way, it's not impossible that the Western world will fall the same way, sort of, or something. He said something towards that direction anyway.
Yeah, for sure. I completely see how his conclusion makes sense. Because if we refer to Ray Dalio again, he spoke about kind of the same thing, even though he spoke about like like the cycle of changing world orders. That these were also like the things that are happening now in the in the West world are also indications of, you know, changing of the world order, so to say. And the changing of the world order, there's like this change period where it's like the change occurs either during like through a more diplomatic kind of way, or it is through war. So it's like yeah, we are heading towards some interesting times for sure. We have I would say many of these issues in the Western world, and where we have like lost so much of the traditional values, and just values in general, like, and it's so ah yeah, it's so crazy.
Mm, mm.
For lack of better words, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. And
Just
you talked about values, and you know, it makes me sort of think about, I don't know why, like it popped up in my head about the different roles of like men and women, and how there was somebody that said, you know, in Asia you have these women that talk like they are very feministic,
yeah,
like very feminine. Sorry, very
feminine, yeah,
feminine. You know, um, and the men are, yeah, are masculine.
yep,
However, in the sort of Western culture,
yeah,
there are all these fights going on that men should be no women should be equal to men and so on, and you know they
yeah,
should be the same and stuff. Uh, so I think that's also like one argument and like one reason to the change in the world order, and then also that the men in the Western countries are getting weaker somehow.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure, for sure, yeah. And that is again like, I don't know if we spoke about this in the first episode, but you know, the whole population collapse
Mm.
thing also, like I think that's a big reason as well. And I don't know, my theory is like, I'm no smart guy, like, but
Me.
if I if I speak from my bro science perspective up here,
Yeah.
then I think people have really misunderstood the dynamic between feminine and masculine, because recently I've been kind of I've come to this conclusion that men are like born without value, or at least significantly less value than women, because women are the ones that basically makes the humankind going further. Like they are the ones that are creating the next generations, and that is why men needs to make something like out of themselves. So I kind of think that kind of from the get-go men are kind of at a disadvantage in a way, and maybe that is why we are better suited for athletic stuff and like stuff like that. We're stronger because we need to like really be masculine. We need to be kind of the provider, the one that can really take care of things. And we can also see that women prefer that. Like through the whole evolutionary perspective. So, and now we have given so much power to women, like because they already held the power to, or it's complicated, yeah. But like now women like control both men's access to sexual activities, so to say, or family in better words, maybe. And I watched this really good video today. It was that also like they have the power, and when it comes to like legal stuff as well. When a family, or when a woman and a man get divorced, the women like get so much benefits out of that whole situation as well. So yeah.
I mean, it's a lot going on.
Damn, I went on a rant there, but
I mean, hey, that's like the right philosophy culture. It's like that's what our channel is about, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Just talking about certain stuff, and all right, no, and as we discussed in the previous episode with all the AI and stuff, so yeah, it's a lot going on, honestly. But yeah, I don't know, like we were talking like a few minutes ago, we were talking about stuff that leads to war.
Or like prior we like recorded this started to record.
Yeah. I think you also mentioned something in this recording, like now. Like
maybe yeah.
Something that leads to, well, anyway. So I mean, we were, since like the whole theme is about controlling and stuff. Like before we started the recording, we talked about 2 ways a country can maybe conquer or control other countries.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what like we're talking about China taking control by maybe dominating the supply chain, right?
Yeah.
So by being this major character in the supply in the service and product supply thing, the market.
Yeah.
And then they have basically like they have the control by being the main character, and they have basically got that position by, you know, exporting and sort of supplying to different to different countries and making other countries dependent on China or like on themselves. And I was thinking, you know, Russia, I guess Russia is also sort of controlling other countries when it comes to, you know, like the gas supply. Like when the whole war started in Ukraine, and yeah, the European Union started to tax and you know, tax and come up with different restrictions against against Russia.
Yeah.
Then I guess, you know, like Russia stopped supplying different, like stopped supplying gas to Germany and France, or at least partially stopped supplying them with gas, and limited their access to Russian gas. But like, yeah, like my point is here that, you know, China is basically controlling other countries by like making them dependent on China, while Russia is like controlling or trying to get control by basically invading.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like
those are like two different strategies.
yeah, that we have come up with at least. And
Yeah.
I don't know. Then there is the social media thing, right? Have you heard about it too? Yeah.
Yeah.
That
TikTok.
you can like, yeah.
Maybe. But yeah, for sure. But okay, continue on the social media thing. What were you thinking?
No, I've heard that, you know, TikTok in China provides its users with some type of information that is more sort of beneficial and sort of, you know, useful. Like it's something like educational.
Yeah.
While in other countries such as US, they get all kind of, you know, videos of I don't know,
dancing girls.
yeah, and about like more unserious stuff, just to make the population not stupid, but let's say to focus on things that aren't that important.
Yeah, I like the word that you said, that Andrew Tate said, sloppy. I think that's a good word for maybe describing what that kind of social media feed is doing to you, or doing to the people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But just to mention again, I'm not sure if it was Andrew Tate who said it. I just got it from somewhere on the internet.
Right. Okay. Somebody said it.
Yeah. So yeah. But yeah, like I don't know. What do you think? What do you think about those sort of methods, or like different types, yeah, of controlling other countries or manipulating maybe other another country's let's say inhabitants, or yeah.
Yeah, I think I will gonna say what I said in the first part. I just think it's so stupid how like greedy like the leaders are, like that we need to that they have the need to control something, or like you know, like to but yeah, I guess that's human nature in a way, to want to, what was the word? Yeah, just to have more control, just to want more.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I actually asked Chat GPT of a few ways, like yeah, a few ways that one country can impose control on another country. And you spoke about the military way. military intervention. It's called by ChatGPT. And then you said the supply chain, right?
Yeah.
And I can't find it here actually, because it has written like economic sanctions that can involve restricting trade, freezing assets, or otherwise limiting economic activity in order to exert pressure on the targeted country.
That's kind of the thing that I wanted to say.
Right. Yeah. And then there are like, I guess the most wholesome way of controlling a country, which is through diplomacy and alliances. It doesn't involve like at least not much economic or military warfare.
Yeah.
Or I guess it kind of maybe does. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like there obviously are some alliances like NATO,
Yeah.
that includes military, like it's specifically, I guess, for military purposes.
Yeah.
But then I was thinking like EU, isn't that also economical?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
For sure.
I think alliances could be sort of different.
But
I don't know. Yeah.
but wait, I'm like struggling to understand how. Wait, executive control through diplomatic means. Oh, okay. So what it means is, what are you laughing about?
No, nothing. It's just my dog begging for massage. But yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but by diplomacy, and I hope that I'm pronouncing the word right, diplomacy. But whatever, alliances. So what they mean is just to kind of get bigger leverage, I guess, when it comes to the other ways of kind of imposing your control, or trying to control. So and then there is propaganda.
That's kind of the social media part, right?
Sure, yeah. So in the modern era, countries can also attempt to control other nations through the use of propaganda and information warfare. This can involve spreading false or misleading information, attempting to influence public opinion, or even hacking into computer networks to disrupt critical infrastructure. So that's interesting. And one way we have kind of control we haven't spoke about is it's called here covert operations. So in some cases, countries may attempt to control others through covert operations such as espionage and like sabotage and targeted assassinations. What do you think about that kind of method?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a member of the secret services, or I don't have access to very confidential information. However, I think that there are some people saying that the US used that when when this is not funny at all. I don't know why I'm laughing. But when I think US used this when so I think like the US did that to, or at least there are some sayings and conspiracy theories that the US did that to sort of some countries in the Middle East just to get access to their oil reserves. And by assassinating some leaders and sort of saying that they are trying to get rid of all the terrorists in that country.
Yeah. And I think it was really apparent when ISIS, had the really was a lot in the headlines, so to say, and when I think it was US that killed like one of, or even maybe multiple kind of the heads of that whole organization, so to say.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't know. I've heard so many conspiracy theories about 9/11 as well. There are some theories that claim that, actually the US government were the ones who let it happen just for them to, invade Middle East.
Yeah.
And kill all those terrorists.
Right.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting for sure.
But again, that's just some conspiracy theories, and those are not my opinions. I'm not sure about it.
Yeah, for sure. But like,
just to make sure so that no one thinks that I'm some kind of, I don't know. I don't know, because I don't have enough information about it, So
for sure.
Yeah.
Well, like, I have really nothing against conspiracy theories that could hold some truth, because there are multiple conspiracies that have been proven to be true. So like, I think it's only normal to speak about different theories, so to say, just to have more, be more open-minded and explore multiple options, because I think what ultimately a normal thinking person would like to have is to know the truth. So I think, as long as it is nothing too outrageous, like, why not keep the doors open even for some conspiracy theories.
Well, so I completely agree with you on that point, and I think is in general you should be open to new or more uncommon thoughts and opinions. So
for sure. And like, especially if they have some kind of logistical, if they hold some logic, say, like, because I think there are plenty of conspiracy theories that hold some truth, or like have some logic, but then I think many of those conspiracy theories also just take off to a crazy direction.
Yes.
It shouldn't be entertained too much, but and it's interesting for sure. Then I have the sixth way from ChatGPT that you can control a nation, and it has called the way like a soft power. So it says, finally, it's worth noting that countries can also attempt to exert control through the use of soft power, which refers to the ability to shape public opinion and cultural norms. This can involve exporting popular media, promoting cultural events, or investing in educational initiatives to shape the way people think about certain issues. So that's interesting. doesn't is that a different way than propaganda? Or I don't know, maybe it is a little different because propaganda is all about strictly information, while this soft power suggestion is kind of attacking people's beliefs and ideas, because it can involve exporting popular media, promoting cultural events, or investing in educational initiatives to shape the way people think about certain issues.
Yeah. No, when you said it, I was like, my mind flew directly towards the thing Kanye West have been saying regarding Hollywood and what some people are saying about the music in general, that it is so sort of devil focused and so
Demonic, yeah.
demonic. Yes, that's the word. Perfect. And you know, there aren't so like they are not allowed to say Jesus or all kind of stuff like that. I don't know. I think I don't exactly remember what it was, but it was something that Hollywood is controlling what they are actually allowed to produce and what they are allowed to say and what they are not.
For sure, yeah. I think it holds some truth.
Yeah. And like, you know, even in today's world, you can see that a lot of songs are just about, I don't know, bitches, money, and all
Yeah,
kind of like different like, I don't know,
just
topics.
nonsensical topics,
Yes, exactly. That, yeah,
which doesn't promote any kind of growth in the person, or add some true value.
exactly.
So for sure, there is too much of that. So
Hmm.
maybe we can do a future episode of when we do some research and we find some artists, or
Yes.
like, yeah, that we could promote, or
Yeah.
just yeah, talk about maybe
Hmm.
that we like, that promote some good stuff in their art, and yeah,
I think that would be fun and insightful. So yeah, definitely.
sure.
Um, and yeah, besides that, I don't have so much else to add. Uh,
I think we are good
hmm.
for the second part, and I don't think we will do a third part of the same topic, because I think we have discussed the majority of things involving, you know, the changing of the world order, and then now we have even discussed different ways in which a country can impose its control on others. So yeah,
Yeah, I think that should be it. I would say that we should call it a day. But yeah, maybe we didn't go so in depth into digital currencies. But I guess, to be honest, I think we need some more statistics and information about it
some more
to
knowledge. Yeah,
to come up with like proper conclusions, and not just spread around some fake facts or yeah. Even though this channel is mostly based on our opinions and thoughts, right?
yeah, just exploring different ideas, and that is exactly why we want other people's input as well.
Yeah.
So in case y'all think we are talking some BS, let us know. We want to
Mm.
want to keep the floor open, so to say, for all different kinds of opinions, and yeah.
Absolutely. And we do not have like 30 or 40 years of experience in finance or economics or environmental issues or political questions. So
Yeah,
we are just speaking freely, sort of.
for sure.
Yeah.
Exercising our freedom of speech.
Until we get cancelled. No.
But like, yeah, I'm kind of dead serious about that because I think it's
Yeah.
really important to exercise our rights, because if we don't use our rights, then they might as well not even be there. So
Of course, yeah. Yeah. Of course. Good.
good.
So a huge thank you for listening to our episode today, and we really hope you got some useful and valuable information on how to navigate life's spin.
For sure. And let us know what you think about all of these topics as well in the comments. We would love to continue this discussion with you guys, and consider subscribing as well so that we can grow together and yeah, grow together. Until next time.
Adios.